Hi guys, today I'll talk about underrated products according to me. These are the products that are underrated according to my point of view, and I think they deserve the attention of the audiences out there because there are so many companies in the market and a lot of them can afford PR, marketing, sales strategies, different campaignings, which is why I think that they grab the eyeballs of people very easily in comparison with others. So I'm going to start with the very first one. I don't have any underrated products in foundation concealer category. The first product that is underrated according to me is this one. This is the Palladio blush, and this is in the shade Blush In. First of all, the size of it is like it fits in my fist very easily. This one is great for people who are into blushes that give a little bit glow as well, because today I don't have a highlighter on my face. Currently I don't. I just did a makeup tutorial and I didn't apply highlighter with this one because this gives you blush plus highlight, and it will not suit people who have extremely large pores, but if you have mediumish kind of pores that you can hide with a primer, then it works very well. And it will also work for beginners out there. The color is so pretty. It's a very pretty pink. This is what the shade looks like. It's in the shade Blush In. It can be shimmery or glittery after 4 or 5 hours if you have habit of touching your face, because when you touch your face you are moving the glitter of your highlighter, the mica in there. So be careful about that. That can happen with expensive makeup, drugstore makeup, any makeup. So this is the first one. Palladio launched in India. Not that many YouTubers made a video on that, and I don't know why, what was the reason. But this in particular is one of my favorites from their product library. I have a lot of products from Palladio, and trust me, these are the ones that are underrated, and I don't think people have reviewed Palladio products that much. Again, from Palladio, this is their contour kit. It's very travel friendly. First of all, you are getting 3 contour shades here. 2 of these are on the warmer side and 1 of them is on the cooler side, so you can use the warm ones as your bronzer and the cool one as your contour. So this is cool tone, these 2 are warm tones. Very beautifully made palette, because you see in here, if you are a medium skin tone girl, if you are my complexion, all of these colors will work for you. I am not a fan of this highlight shade that they have given. I mean, I don't understand why they have given it. It's just way too light for a medium skin tone girl. But that highlighter is not my favorite in this palette. It does have a good quality mirror. This yellow shade I use sometimes when I see that my skin is getting dull at the end of the day, just from here. So I'll apply it a little bit here, a little bit under my eye, bit here, between my brows. But this palette is very pigmented. It does have fallout like most palettes have, which is not an issue with me. It's not huge, but definitely this is something which I believe as a palette, like if I have to do a video on best palettes, face palettes, it could be contour palettes, highlight palette, eyeshadow palettes. If I had to choose a contour palette, I will definitely recommend this one or Makeup Revolution one. Let's talk about a highlighter that I feel is very underrated. This is from the brand LA Colors, and it's their Strobing Illuminating Powder. Here you're getting this. Wow, this is so blinding. It is not even able to catch the true color on camera because how blinding it is. So you get a separator like this, you get a mirror which is of very good quality, some space here, there was an applicator. This is a blinding highlighter. This is not going to look natural at all. This is in the shade Gold Halo. Very smooth powder. When you will swirl your finger, you will feel like you are swirling your finger in peanut butter or Nutella. So I'm just going to swatch it over here. I hope you can see. This is the one. So I'll take my PAC brush, which is PAC 245 brush. Little bit dust off the excess. The best part about this highlighter is that it does have gold and pink both together, and it looks, I'm going to show you, I will show you at the tip of my nose. Do you see that? It's going to exaggerate your texture and everything, like Maybelline Master Chrome highlighter, because strong highlighters do that, and a very few highlighters can look natural, which I'm going to talk about another one. But mostly highlighters have mica in them and they do look shimmery after a point of time. I have applied so much I can't concentrate. If you hate the tiniest bit of shimmer particle in a highlighter, then I think you are more of a strobe cream person. Let's talk about another one which is my favorite. It is not shimmery, it's not glittery, it looks so healthy on the skin. This is from Palladio again. This is their stick highlighter. This is what it looks like, and I think it comes in 2 or 3 shades. So this is how much you will get, and it's in the shade I Am Glowing. It's a creamy highlighter. It is best when you are applying it on bare skin. If you have seen my previous video, you will know what I'm talking about. Or you can rub your finger like this and then tap. But this process is a little irritating once you're done with your full face of makeup. So this is best for people who are into minimalist kind of makeup look. I'm going to swatch it over here. See, this one is something that you can make look natural or even blinding. So you can build it up for sure. It's not a pink highlighter, neither it is champagne-y. It's a mixture of champagne and bronze. A little bit oranginess is there, but I really like this one, and you can make it blinding too. This one will also exaggerate your texture if you build it way too much. Let's talk about this eyeshadow palette, which I feel is very underrated. This is the pack one. It's their all matte palette, and this is in the shade matte eyeshadow palette number 1. Now the thing with eyeshadow palettes from PAC Cosmetics is that mostly they get their popularity the way it blends and the way it stays throughout the day, and the tones are very much right. This is something that I can recommend to makeup artists out there. If you are looking for neutral palettes, if you are looking for a neutral palette with different undertone of browns and oranges, then definitely this is something that you can eye on. This one I feel didn't get that much recognition. It definitely deserves a lot of attention and recognition because the way it blends, stays throughout the day, looks very beautiful on the skin, can cater to a lot of different skin tones. Really like it, and it's one of my favorite all matte eyeshadow palette. Let's talk about stick eyeshadow. Now this one is from Faces Canada, and this is in the shade, I don't remember the shade guys, let's be honest. Oh Carol. This is such a great eyeshadow stick. If I have no time and I just want to create a bronzy look, I will go for this one. This is great if I am creating that bronzy effect on my outer V, and on the crease line area I will use a neutral or my bronzer as transition shade, and this one as my that outer V definition color. Definitely a very pretty color. It's very creamy. It's great for people who have a little bit of lines on their lid area, and it doesn't crease very soon. You just have to go, you can even apply it with your fingers. I do that all the time. So definitely in my opinion this color in particular is quite underrated. They do come in a lot of colors. The pink ones are a little disappointing because they are a little waxy, but this in particular is so beautiful. It looks very pretty on the eyes, which is why I love this one. Another one which I feel is little bit underrated. Another one is from Rimmel, and this is in the shade Bad Girl Bronze. Now this is, let me just swatch it. The previous one that I showed you, was a brown that was more on the cooler tone side, a little bit cooler undertone side. This is a dark bronzy brown color. This second one is the Rimmel one, and this again is very creamy in consistency, very easy to blend, and looks very natural on the skin. Like, it doesn't crease too much. You only understand cream consistency in eyeshadows, you will understand what I'm trying to decode over here. This is also waterproof. It doesn't crease very soon. That is why I like it. So anytime when I do not have time to pick the colors from my eyeshadow palette and understand what is the color scheme should I follow today, then I go for something like this, which are easy to work with and just blend it with my fingers and get out of my house. Some other products that I'm going to mention now. The price of Nicka K eyeshadow, liquid eyeshadow, have increased. I have reviewed it previously on my channel. This is in the shade Earthly Bronze, and I am quickly going to swatch it. This is so good. I sometimes apply it as liner. Again, this is like a liquid eyeshadow, the ones like Swiss Beauty ones or the Stila ones. This one is the bronziest among the three that I have shown you till date. So this is what it's like, Ashirwad. This is what all the colors look like, and it gives you that wet look. These two give you that creamy look, but the Nicka K one gives you that little bit of wet glow. You can also use it as your eyeliner. However, you can't make a precise wing with it because the bristles in here are a little uneven. The bristle is actually looking like a nail polish applicator, which is why I feel that it's best if you just apply it on your lid, and it looks very pretty. I wouldn't say it lasts throughout the day, but it can survive for 2 to 3 hours. So for an event, and back in the day it was for 300 to 400 rupees. I don't know the current price. I think now it is above 600 rupees. So if you find it under 300 rupees, get it. Above that, I don't think it's worth the price. It's just good for an event. Another eyeshadow pigment. Now this is a loose pigment and it's from Revolution Pro. It is in the shade Goody 2 Shoes. So it's a loose pigment that I use sometimes as highlighter and sometimes as eyeshadow topper. I'll take a little bit of it. Shade Goody 2 Shoes is more on the cool tone pink side. That doesn't make you look ashy, because most cool tone eyeshadow palettes sometimes make me look way too ashy, and then I have to apply a lighter concealer, way too light than my skin, just for the camera purpose, and then there is no point of wearing that outside my house because it gets ashy after a point of time. It lasts throughout the day. When I applied it as a highlighter, I wasn't happy because it can look too glittery, but on my eyelid as an eyeshadow topper, it works very well. So I will recommend this to anybody who is into loose pigments. These are all the products that I feel are underrated. I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, do not forget to hit that subscribe button and the bell button next to it, and I'll see you guys very soon. Bye.